Hey guys, what's going on? It's Hot Coco. I'm back again with another video. This is gonna be a kind of different video. As you can see, my camera is up there, but I'm talking right in front of me. You know, it's weird. There's a different camera angle going on. I kind of like this camera angle. It's different. It's weird. I don't know why I like it, but we're just gonna keep it for the next few videos that I'm gonna be doing, talking to you guys or just in person in general. Um, but yeah, let's kind of get right into the video. As you guys can probably see in the title, this is going to be a hot take on Neon Genesis Evangelion. I don't really have a whole script written on my computer at all. I'm not looking at a script. I'm just kind of talking from my mind because, oh boy, this show, I could not write a script for this show. I really could not write an entire script on how I felt about this show. I as random as the show is, I'm just going to speak on it because there's a lot going on in this show. And I don't think any of us that have watched Evangelion, or at least the people who have not done deep research into it, we just don't understand anything about it. First, I'm going to kind of give my opinions on it from the entire series as a whole. And then I'll kind of get into what confused me, what was wrong with it, in my opinion, and then things that I enjoyed about it. So overall, I really, really, really enjoyed Evangelion. I made a couple tweets about it, and honestly, from those tweets, I was just kind of I was like, dang, this is really good, but what is happening in this show? I honestly don't know what was happening in the show. And literally halfway through the first part of Evangelion, the first part of it, maybe episodes 1 through 15, or maybe 1 through 16, it was okay, it was mech show. It was oh man, these are feels. Shinji is getting character progression. Everyone around him is pretty cool. Rei is cool. Misato is cool. I love all of those characters, right? And then somewhere along the lines, everything just kind of derailed. We went from having a mech show to from going into character progression, and then everything just kind of flew off in acid trip all around. If you guys don't really know what I'm talking about, if you've never watched Evangelion, I do want to say that this is going to be spoilers. There's a lot of spoilers in here. I'm going to be talking about the movies as well. So stop here. Do not watch further. Just know that this show is an 8 out of 10 on my part. What I would give it. It's really cool, interesting, but just be ready for craziness. Now, for all the people who have seen Evangelion, boys and girls, I would like to ask, what was the ending? Look, I watched the show first. I didn't know anything about there being movies. I didn't know about the movies. I didn't even think I even thought there would be movies, because I saw that the show was only 20-something episodes long. And I was like, dang, it looks like there's only one season of it on Netflix, so I'm just going to watch this. Like I said, it derailed for me, at least after episode 15. Things started going a little crazy. With Unit 002, she lost her mind. She actually lost her mind. She got depressed. She felt like she didn't need to pilot the Eva, and she just left. She up and left. And then it was just Rei and Shinji. And then Rei exploded, blew up. Her whole Eva suit just blew up, and then we thought Rei was dead. Shinji, going through all the stuff he's gone through for the entire season, to losing Rei and losing Unit 002. I'm so sorry, I don't remember her name right now. Was it Asuka? I think it was Asuka. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember her name. She was annoying. She was very meh. There was a lot of oof happening with that. But with the main three, there was a lot of things that I thought that they portrayed really well, but when they started putting all of these dividers in between them, I kind of lost interest. I was really upset that they did all of this to the characters themselves at the moment. I was like, why are you making her depressed? Why are you making her so prideful? Why are you making Shinji think twice about things? Why is Rei just Rei? I don't know. It was very confusing. And going into the final few episodes, if you guys, like I said, for the people who've watched Evangelion, you guys know that the last few episodes was acid trip crazy. Literally, the last episode was an acid trip, and I have no words for it. Like, there was so much going on, and watching it through the first time. This is my first time watching Evangelion. I was confused. Beforehand, the episode before, we had the Eva that looked like a human going down and looking at what we thought was Adam to begin with. He went down there and he was looking like he was going to start the third impact. Shinji killed him and everything, to find out that it was Lilith. Whoever Lilith is, I don't know who that is. They never explained Adam or Lilith throughout the entire series, unless I just wasn't paying attention at the right times. But we found out later that it was Lilith. And then I was like, oh my god, the final Eva is going to be tomorrow. Or we got rid of the final Eva, everything's fine, we're going to go back to normal. And then, like, the next episode starts, and I can't remember exactly what it starts off with, but I think it was, like, in an audition room or, like, a little theater. And then acid trip. That confused me so much. There was so much going on in that entire scene, and there was just a lot to take in. They were kind of talking about Shinji, and then Misato came in, and then Asuka, and then Rei, and it was just talking about backstory after backstory, and like figuring out what's going on with these characters. And honestly, I just gotta say, I didn't care for it. I really didn't care for it. I was wondering what happened to the third impact. What is Seal? What is Nerve doing? And then the show ended. That was the last episode that I saw on Netflix, and it ended right then and there. And I was very confused. I quickly, after watching the entire series, after saying a couple WTFs and saying I don't know what's happening anymore, I took to Twitter, I posted about it, and then I was like, I need some answers. There's some answers somewhere. Someone had to have done a deep dive on the artist, the person who made Evangelion, something. There has to be an answer. There has to be a reason for this entire thing happening. Only to find out that there's 2 movies. 2 movies. 2 movies. I did not know there was 2 movies. So the article that I read said to only watch the end of Evangelion. I only watched a little bit of the end of Evangelion. There was only a little clip that came with the article that I was reading, and it, obviously it spoiled the movie for me. But the third impact was happening during the last episode, and I didn't realize that. I don't know if Nerve or Shinji's dad explained what the third impact was going to be, the Human Infidelity Project, I think it was called. I don't know if they explained that early on, but Jesus, I watched the scene in the movie, the end of Evangelion, where when the third impact was happening, everyone was like dying, people turning into the liquid, the what is it, the HCl liquid? I don't know. That's hydrochloric. That's hydrochloric acid, I think. I don't know. Anyways, the people were dying in the LCL liquid, and they were turning into it. There's all the rays that I thought were destroyed when the doctor lost her mind. There were so many things going on that I didn't know what was happening. And that was my first initial reaction. I never watched the whole beginning of the movie. I only watched it for that scene to get answers about the ending. Only to find out that there's another scene afterwards where Shinji's like, I'm not okay with this. And I thought that Shinji was going to come back and that everybody was going to come back and everything was going to be normal. But no, it was only Shinji and Asuka, and I would only assume that Rei is somewhere in that world. The world was very red, dead. There was Lilith was everywhere, and the world was just dead. And what already was confusing me was, why is only Shinji and Asuka there? Where is everybody else? What is happening with the third impact? What about the world? And I didn't get any of those answers. And honestly, I don't think the person who made Evangelion could have answered everything. It was very weird. It was a very weird experience, and honestly, I just didn't know what was happening. I just figured that somewhere along the line it would have been explained, and it might be explained in the movie with Rey. I still have yet to watch it, but at this point I don't know how I feel mainly about Evangelion. Now I know there was like 4 things that I should have probably kept note of that I said beforehand. I know I already gave like an initial like rating, and then I explained what's confusing. Now I'm probably gonna try to dive into some things that I thought that I thought that Evangelion did bad with the show. Not saying that it's a bad show. There's obviously ups and downs with TV shows and anime. Even like with people who think that an anime is perfect. Like I think One Piece is pretty perfect, but there's still some downsides to the One Piece and things that we still need to watch out for. But there's one main thing, and that was the confusion of the storyline towards the end. That kind of drove me away from Evangelion. There was such like really, really good storytelling the entire show, and building on the character of Shinji and the people around him, and how he is affecting those around him and how they are affecting him. I thought those were really good, but then they threw it out the entire window, and they kind of just did really weird acid trip vibe things, and it confused me. Like, I thought to myself, I was like, what was the point of building up all these characters only to not see them do anything in their life and also die at the end? Like, it just made no sense to me. And I honestly think that, like, to me, my view on the ending of the show would have been better if I had gotten that clarity beforehand. There's not really much. I didn't like how, I can't forget this. Tell me, creator of Evangelion, why did you put certain still frame images for 30 seconds or longer in certain aspects of the show? Those were like, I'm hot and cold with that. I think it was a really cool and interesting way to show the awkwardness of a certain situation. But I also thought that it was annoying because sometimes it lasted so long that I had to take my TV remote, click the button to see if the freaking movie or the show was still playing. Like, that's how long it took for those scenes to get over with. And honestly, again, they were pretty annoying, and I just couldn't understand it. But I also can see the artistic value in trying to show how awkward a situation was between 2 characters. Like, there's a scene where Rey and Asuka are in an elevator, and Asuka does not like Rey at all throughout the entire rest of the show. But there was a awkward interaction, and then it was dead silence, and it was awkward silence. And I was like, what is happening? Is this going to be over? And then all of a sudden it just started up again. The elevator stopped and everything. And it was just weird. Those are like the only 2 things I can really think of off the top of my head. I didn't really have many more problems besides saying WTF to the end of the show. Like, what the heck? Now, I know this is like more of an informal video. Like, obviously I said I didn't have any script written for this video like I usually do, to kind of keep bullet points and keep me on track. But like I said, Evangelion was such an acid trip and such a weird vibe to me, and it literally left my brain broken, that I just wanted to go into this and kind of spill the beans and just kind of get it off my chest so I can stop thinking about Evangelion, because I wanted to do a video about Evangelion for a while now, and now that I'm actually kind of like feeling more motivated, I'm doing that video now. But that's honestly my hot take on Evangelion. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's gonna be more scripted, more structural videos in the future. Right now I'm actually going through Inuyasha, so expect kind of a hot take on that too, some things that I liked and some things I didn't like about that show. I'm going to be watching the entire series and going through all the movies, all 4 movies that Inuyasha has, and that's when I'll be doing my whole hot take video. The next video, I guess we're going to call this a hot take series, I don't know. The next video I'm going to be doing for a hot take is on the movie Promare. I recently just watched that. It was really fun, and I honestly can't wait to talk about that. there's a lot of things in that movie that I really want to get off my chest and kind of talk to you guys about. But honestly, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.